Why do we think the natural hair movement failed? And is it true that the Black community likes a certain type of natural hair? Can 4C hair ever win? And do we have a new natural hair movement? Well, let's talk about all of that and more in this video. And without further ado, let's get into it. Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. This is Tinuola. If you're just seeing this hot chocolate for the first time, hey, you're welcome. And right here, I share valuable content. So if you like the vibe, please consider subscribing down below. So let's talk about why we feel like the natural hair movement failed. To me, it did not fail. And I have a couple of reasons why. So we're going to go through that briefly in this video. So the natural hair movement started as far back as 1960s to 1970s. That was when it started, and it correlated with the civil rights, Black power movements in that period. It was a form of activism and Black people embracing their African heritage at that time. And then from like the 1980s to 1990, it kind of went down in the momentum. You know, people started embracing weaves and jerry curls and relaxing their hair straight, and Eurocentric beauty standards was really promoted in this era. And then natural hair movement sprang up again and gained momentum in the 1990s, late 1990s to about the 2000s, where, you know, the hip-hop culture kind of helped, you know, this movement with people like Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, you know, celebrities rocking their afro and embracing their natural hair. And then this movement went down and regained momentum in 2010, where a lot of people started embracing their natural hair. That was also when I fell in love with my natural hair and got to understand how to style my natural hair. That was when I transitioned from relaxed hair to natural hair. And this is the story for a lot of people, a lot of millennials and even some Gen Zs. So from 2010 to 2018, I would say the natural hair movement became really strong. And this was the last natural hair movement that we all knew about until it started losing momentum and went away quietly. People started obviously transitioning back to relaxed hair. They cut their natural hair or they just went to get a perm. And as we've seen now, we're beginning to see a new natural hair movement. So yes, if you notice the pattern, natural hair movement has been going on and off and on and off. And it just seems like, you know, every time it comes up, it almost feels like a trend and then it goes back down quietly, it just loses momentum. But now we are seeing a lot of people coming up again with the new natural hair movement. You probably might have heard that on this YouTube street. It's very important that we do not see our natural hair as a trend or natural hair movement in general, because it really isn't. You know, when it comes to us embracing our natural hair and really promoting our natural hair, it's not a trend because it's a constant thing. You know, this is the hair growing from our scalp. And if we compare our hair to other hair types, there really isn't any other hair type where we have to promote or create a movement for or turn into a trend. So it really shouldn't be a trend. This is something that is constant and is a part of us. If we compare the last natural hair movement from like 2010 to like 2018, to this current natural hair movement, we can see some similarities and differences. The energy levels are a little bit different. So for the previous natural hair movement, there was a lot of strict rules, but this current natural hair movement, people are taking things really chill. Yes. We don't want to embrace any sort of stricter rules regarding maintaining our hair, because that just makes it more complicated and people get frustrated. Now we have more education, we have a higher decision-making power in terms of how we want to maintain and style our hair and wear our natural hair out. Personally, I think the previous natural hair movement was so strong and it was so good, but I also think it was in the experimental phase. That was like natural hair styling experimental phase where people were trying different things and following influencers and, you know, on how to style their hair. But as you know, there were some unrealistic expectations, which leads me to the second point, which is one of the differences between the previous movement and this current movement. For the previous movement, there was a lot of unrealistic expectation in the content that we were consuming. But now people are more like informed and more intentional about consuming content that actually reflects their hair type. So in terms of unrealistic expectations, some of these influencers or creators, showcasing natural hair and teaching us how to style our natural hair, they didn't exactly have our natural hair texture. And that unrealistic expectation, because when people try out these styles and they don't get the result they want in terms of styling their hair and even growing out their hair, it becomes really discouraging. So people just give up eventually and they'll go back to obviously straightening their hair. And I'm speaking mostly for 40 hair girlies with this point. So with the new natural hair movement, people have learned to minimize their expectation and just kind of accept their hair as it is, while still looking for ways to grow their hair. Just being patient and being realistic with your hair basically is what I think this new natural hair movement is pushing out. We're not putting too much pressure on shaping our hair into a particular form, especially when it takes a lot of time and it's expensive, because time is money. You put a lot of money, a lot of resources, a lot of effort into your hair, and you're not exactly getting what you want. It can get frustrating. So I think that is what the new natural hair movement is trying to minimize. We are seeing people embracing more of their natural hair texture, embracing their afro without putting so much pressure, like I said, on styling it in different ways. People are keeping their routine really simple, including me. I'm keeping my hair routine really simple. We are also not focusing on negativity. Nope. Because at the end of the day, natural hair is not. I know you're gonna you're gonna be mad at me for this, but natural hair is not for everyone. Not everyone's going to like natural hair. It's not everyone's cup of tea. For example, I love my hair texture, yeah, but I do have a preference for longer hair. Like, I would love for my hair to be longer. That's like my preference, my go-to preference. However, I don't have issues with my hair texture. I love my hair texture. So it's not really about the texture for me. It's more of the length. I love to style longer hair. So yeah, I have a preference, and it's okay for people to have preference. That doesn't mean that you hate what you have. That doesn't mean that you cannot wear what you have, at any stage it's at. Because I've made mention of, rocking your hair in short stage. I've made mention of how to style your hair when it's growing longer. I've made a video about that. What I'm trying to say basically here is that you can have preference, and people do have preference. No matter how much we promote natural hair, some people will hate it. Like, you don't have to hate it. Like, it's something that you might not like, but we still have some people that will clearly hate on natural type 4 hair and will never accept it. And this is not just outside the Black community. This is also in the Black community, which is something that people with non-textured hair cannot relate to, because it's just nuts for people to hate on your hair texture or hate on you because of the hair growing out of your scalp. It just doesn't really make much sense. And that is why I say natural hair might never become mainstream the way straight hair is mainstream. I think at this point, we kind of know that, okay? We're kind of okay with that, because I'm okay with that. I'm okay with knowing that my hair might never be the preference, the preferred choice. I'm okay knowing that my beauty might never become the popular beauty standard. And I'm content in loving and accepting my features, knowing fully well that whatever is for me will come to me. Like I always say, I attract the right energy by being awesome, by being confident, by being happy in what I have, in who I am. In my previous video, I talked about USP, your unique selling point. I talked about it from a business point of view and from our beauty point of view, our beauty standard. Like I said, you're not for everyone. Your beauty, your capacity, what you bring to the table is not for everyone. You have options. There is no scarcity here, because we do not operate with a scarcity mindset. And I'm going to be very honest with you, yeah. I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys. When I say that the quality of my life has improved drastically since I went natural. When I wear my natural hair, maybe in mini twist or in afro, cornrow, whatever, I feel so free. I feel like I'm in this free-flowing state of mind, state of being. And I feel like that energy reflects on the outside because I feel feminine with it. I feel confident. I feel like that energy reflects on the outside, definitely. Especially when I compliment it with a nice ass makeup. The attention that I get, the quality of men. Okay. So the thought of people saying natural hair isn't feminine is just crazy to me because this is when I feel most feminine. Wearing wig every day doesn't make me feel feminine because it just feels like I'm at work, I'm putting on a costume and I need to get this off ASAP once I get home. Anyway, to keep this video short and sweet, answering the question, is natural hair mainstream? I would say it's becoming mainstream. It's not yet at the level we want it to be, but as we've seen over the years, especially of late, natural hair has been represented more and more in media, in fashion, in corporate world. So it's getting there, but will it become more mainstream than straight hair? I don't have hopes for that. I don't think so. And we've seen, natural hair or Afro hair is also being accepted in some other cultures. Like I mentioned in one of my videos, that Afro hair is being embraced by some Asian, and that's really interesting to see, and it looks beautiful on them. Afro hair texture, is becoming more mainstream. Kinky hair, curly hair is not for everyone. Like I said, people are going to have hair preference, and there's nothing wrong with that. Type 4 hair can win when you choose it, when you choose to embrace it, when you choose to wear more of it, because that's what you've got. Natural hair movement never failed, and it will keep going on and on to help Black people and non-Black people see textured hair in the best light. We need more education on styling and maintenance tips. We need to showcase the uniqueness of our hair texture more in the media, and to just normalize wearing Afro in public spaces without feeling funky or having any sort of funky feeling, or without people telling you Black power, hey sis. It's so funny, like it doesn't have to be activism related. It's just you embracing your natural hair. Let's just normalize that. There are a lot of things in this life that can make us feel insecure, but you see, the hair growing out of your scalp, it shouldn't be one of them. And if you'd like to learn more about how to maximize your pretty privilege as a Black woman, definitely check out this next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep shining. Bye.